Well, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. It's our fourth and final episode of the Whiskey Sour Happy Hour. I'm your host, Ed Helms, and this is it. This is our last episode. But here's the good news. We have pulled out all the stops, and tonight is going to be off the charts. Yeah, no, I have checked all the charts. Trust me, it is not on any of the charts. This is going to be bonkers. Really, really fun lineup and just a ton of great stuff. But I am sad it's our last episode. I do feel this has been an incredible experience putting these shows together and collaborating with so many great artists. And of course, the whole staff of the BluegrassSituation.com just stepping up and rallying and collaborating. It's truly been a wonderful experience. And I'm feeling a lot of gratitude about it. So yeah. And speaking of gratitude, I gotta confess something to you all. So every night there is this beautiful thing that happens here in Los Angeles. The whole city erupts in applause at 8 o'clock. And it's, of course, this grand communal expression of gratitude to the medical workers and all essential workers. And it's amazing. Of course, you know this is happening all over the world, and it's truly wonderful. And here's the interesting thing. My neighborhood in particular goes berserk. I mean, people are hitting cowbells, drums, screaming their heads off. People get into their cars just to honk for this big cheer. And it's great. It's great. But, and I'm not proud of this, my first thought every night when it starts, for that first split second, is not, oh, what a beautiful, grand gesture this is. My first thought is, oh my God, the purge has started. And there are riots in the street, and civilized society has broken down, and we're all gonna die. Yeah. So then, of course, a split second later, I realize, oh, this is the nightly ritual, the big cheer, and it's wonderful. And I join in, and I cheer, and I feel good, and I feel a little bit foolish for thinking that it might have been the purge. Of course, then a little while later, I think back on it, and I wonder, was that a foolish thought, or was that the most rational thought ever under the circumstances? Are we teetering on the edge of civilized society at the moment? And so I don't know the answer to that. So I'm going to let you chew on that. And I want to apologize for, I thought that was a funny story, but as it was coming out, it's sounding kind of apocalyptic and scary. But you know what? This is where we're at. Our baseline anxiety is just a little bit higher than it usually is, I guess, right now. But let's just get this show going. As always, I am so thrilled and grateful to greet and welcome our one-man happy hour house band, Gabe Witcher. What's up, Gabe? All right. Our little cutaway to you is so amazing. There's so much going on in there. You're wearing different outfits and you're not actually playing the drums. You're just sitting there holding your drumsticks, and there's no drums in the song. So I just kind of an awesome choice. I love that that's in there. Thank you, Gabe Witcher. You're amazing. Okay, so for the last 3 weeks, we have brought you a bunch of incredible lineups, and this week is no different. Here we go. You ready to hear what you're in for? This is what's happening tonight. Valerie June, Langhorne Slim, Mandy Moore and Taylor Goldsmith, Buffy Sainte-Marie, Molly Tuttle, Béla Fleck and Abigail Washburn, Chris Eldridge, Rosanne Cash and John Leventhal, the Indigo Girls, and Chris Thile. Plus, we're going to have more animation from our New Yorker buddy Matt Diffee. And then later on, my old buddy Stephen Colbert is going to stop by for a little chat. You may know him as Broccoli Rob. Yeah, so even with all of that insanity, we still have a few surprises up our sleeves. Now, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show, but also please don't forget to donate. There are donate buttons and links all around the screen, so just hit those because we are raising money for two incredible organizations, MusiCares and Direct Relief. MusiCares just provides support to people in the music industry who have fallen on hard times, and of course this COVID-19 crisis is a incredibly hard time for so many. And then Direct Relief is exactly what the name implies. They are a direct pipeline of medical supplies, personal protective equipment, and medicines and vaccines and so much more to medical workers on the front lines. And they've been doing this for decades, I think close to 70 years, during all kinds of disaster situations. And of course, this pandemic disaster is a totally unique situation, and they're stepping up in incredible ways. So we all need to step up and support them. And now, I'm just gonna kick things off with a little musical number right now. Let's do this. Here we go. All right, this is a tune called Mr. Fortune. I wrote it many, many years ago, but it feels kind of good for right now, so here goes. Mr. Fortune, won't you smile on me? Mr. Fortune, won't you smile on me? Good Lord. Been walking on the dark side of the street, keep stumbling over my own damn feet, thinking about times when life was sweet. I searched high and low all over this town, lo and behold, you're nowhere to be found. Mr. Fortune, won't you smile on me? Mr. Fortune, won't you smile on me? Good Lord. Got a good feeling you're just around the bend, and you're gonna help my broken heart mend. Maybe after all, this isn't the end. All right, well, we have an unbelievably dense lineup, so let's just get things going right now. We're going to start off with two musicians back to back, starting with the absolutely incredible genre-bending banjo playing Valerie June, and she will be followed directly by longtime friend of the Bluegrass situation and just stand-up gentleman with a fantastic name, Langhorne Slim. And now, Valerie June, please kick things off for us.
Well, thanks so much, Ed, for having me on the show. This is one of my favorite whiskey drinking songs. The other one. You sit there crying, alone in your beer. Oh, you see you've got trouble, my friend, listen here. But don't tell me you're troubles. I got enough of my own. Be thankful you're living. Drink up and go home. Well, I'm fresh out of prison. 6 years in the pen. Lost my wife and family. No one to call friend. But don't tell me your troubles. Got enough of my own. Be thankful you're living. Drink up and go home. Well, there sits a blind man. He's so blind he can't see. Do you think he's complaining? Why should you hurt me? Well, don't tell me your troubles. I got enough of my own. Be thankful you're living. Drink up and go home. Oh, but don't tell me your troubles. I got enough of my own. Be thankful you're living. Drink up and go home. Be thankful you're living. Drink up and go home. Be thankful you're living. Drink up and go home. And I'm gonna go on in before it starts raining.
Howdy, Ed. Thank you so much for having me, brother. Hello to everybody at home. I hope this finds you safe and well. I'd like to share a brand new song for you all. The song is about bewildering anxiety, written in the midst of said bewildering anxiety about a week ago. Feeling much better now, thank goodness. And I hope none of you can relate. I suspect some of you might be able to. Either way, I hope you enjoy it. It's called the Panic Attack Song. It goes like this. Want to speak to someone confidentially. Don't know just how I'm feeling, but I'm feeling feelings exponentially. Convoy started asking questions. Said, ma'am, I was hoping for advice. I'm feeling lots of feelings. Not a single one of them feels nice. She said, do you ever think about dying? Said, no, but sometimes I lie. And do you want to live? I said yes, but I feel like shit. On a scale of 1 to 10, do you feel anxious? On a scale of 1 to 10, do you feel scared? Said I'm feeling lots of feelings. For some reason I cut my hair. Starts crawling, sometimes the creature's calling, sometimes the walls start caving in. Sometimes I feel isolated, sometimes I feel so small, sometimes I get irritated, but right now I feel it all. She spoke and I tried to listen, said son there may be no cure, but I swear that life's worth living. It's the only thing worth living for. To my friends in the same position, I wish there was a cure. I swear that life's worth living. It's the only thing worth living for. I called a healthcare professional. Want to speak to someone confidentially. Don't know just how I'm feeling, but I'm feeling feelings exponentially. you very much. Wishing y'all peace and love. Hope to see you when the madness passes. Good night.
Yes! What a way to kick off the show. Thank you so much, Langhorne Slim and Valerie June. That was awesome. And now we're going to switch gears into a little bit of comedy with our good buddy, New Yorker cartoonist, author, humorist, and all-around wonderful guy, Matt Diffee.
I always have a hard time telling folks what kind of music I like. It's easier for me to talk about the kind I don't like.
Just as we suspected, they're beginning to form a boy band.
Look at here. They're giving out the Grammy for Best Abs.
It's not that I don't know what I like, I just don't know what to call it. I usually say bluegrass, but I know for a lot of folks, bluegrass is just a tiny little box. But for me and my friends at the Bluegrass situation, bluegrass is a big, wide, open field of grass that's blue. But it's 1,000 varied, shimmering shades of blue, and in that vast field we frolic. But I get it. For most people, the term bluegrass is too narrow. So what do you call it? Roots music? Too underground. Rural music? Too backwards. Country? No.
Americana. Yeah, that's it, I reckon. Which brings us to the Americana Music Association. God bless 'em. Out there preserving and promoting the music I love. And what is that music? Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and say it.
It's banjo music. I'm not saying that all Americana music has banjo in it. Thankfully it doesn't. I'm just saying it's the kind of music that can comfortably accommodate a banjo. Yeah, banjo. Some people hate it, but other people really hate it. From the violent nature of the multiple stab wounds, I'd say our victim was probably a banjo player. And now, a request from the audience. You don't feel like talking? Well, maybe it's time you had a little chat with my partner.
Well, so much for finding intelligent life.
The Americana Music Association. Celebrating, propagating, advocating for the best dang music in the world. And now with 10% less banjo.
I'm trapped in an elevator. But wait, it gets worse.
Thank you, Matt Diffee. I don't actually know what would be more annoying, a guy in an elevator actually playing a banjo, or a guy in an elevator holding a banjo and going down, 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 diddle, down. Either way, I think it's going to be a rough ride. But great work as always, Matt. Thank you. And now, please don't forget to donate. And now it is my distinct privilege to welcome two people I am so lucky to call my friends. You might know her from the hit NBC show This Is Us, or her brand new album Silver Landings. And you might know him from the great American band Dawes. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mandy Moore and Taylor Goldsmith. Guys, what's up? How are you? Thank you so much for being on the Whiskey Sour Happy Hour.
Thanks for having us.
So how's everybody doing? You guys have been married now, what, like a year and a half?
Quarantine's putting a lot of pressure on our relationship.
No, we've been very lucky because we hear stories like people being like, wow, like divorce rates are up in China or whatever, and we're like, well, we've been getting along great. So I guess we're just some of the lucky ones.
Yeah, sure. Well, the forced proximity kind of seems scary, but I've actually heard so many more positive stories about families feeling more connected and more bonded than the alternative, feeling more conflict or tension.
I love that.
That's definitely us.
heartening.
Yeah.
I mean, some small way, there's part of me that already is sad at the prospect of this time ending, simply because I know this is such a specific moment that we're living through, and that we'll never have this kind of time together.
Obviously, it's not worth the crazy sadness.
Yes, all of that aside, just the simple fact of like spending every day together for the foreseeable future. One day I know that will come to an end, and I'm like, he'll be back on tour, and I'll be shooting, and it'll be sort of mayhem trying to find, time together. So in that sense, it's like trying to find some sort of solace in that idea that it's a weird moment, but we get to go through it together.
Yeah, and I can tell you something that we've kind of stumbled on just doing this show, and it's being stumbled on all over the internet. Just that artists sharing, particularly musicians sharing their craft in their homes in this intimate way. It's a really unique and special way to connect with people. It feels like a kind of a renaissance of artistic expression happening.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we live at a time with music, for better or for worse, where anybody's performance can be chopped up and edited and tuned and just kind of refined, and sometimes that does take the fingerprint out of it. That takes, like you're saying, like a certain level of intimacy. So I feel like now this moment, when watching singers and songwriters and musicians play and in their own homes with just them and their phone, you really get much more of a clear sense of what they sound like. Pre-studio.
I also am kind of hopeful that some of this will rub off on us in the future, and the way we communicate with one another, the way we sort of present ourselves to the world, like we'll retain a little bit of this, like the less fuss and gloss. There's something really nice about, even watching like the news and seeing people like doing their own hair and makeup and literally broadcasting from the basement. It's like, it can be done. I know that obviously it has to be done during this time specifically, but I like seeing that side, and I wonder if even just like these sorts of performances will become more of a mainstay and a staple in the way we present music and other performances and whatnot to people, because there is something really nice about getting this inside glimpse into who they really are without,
it creates a taste for authenticity.
Well, guys, this is super fun to hang out, but I also cannot wait to hear you play some music together. So what do you got? What are you going to play for us?
We're going to play a song from my record, Silver Landings, called If That's What It Takes. And then
we'll do all your favorite bands. The old Dawes tune.
Excellent.
The old Dawes classic.
The hit smash.
Well, Taylor and Mandy, thank you so much for being on the show. It's so fun to hang out. And now let's hear some music.
Right on.
Thank you so much for having us.
Drift, I'll be your swimming pool. On the days you need some space, I'll be your miles and miles of road. On the nights you need a drink, I'll be your neon sign. Oh baby, if that's what it takes. supposed to be easy. Oh, baby, it's on me we won't try. Don't mean we won't try. Don't mean we won't try. Don't mean we won't try. As the years keep slipping away, we'll be the birthday cake while the world turns itself inside out. We'll be the butterfly when they're burning the carnival down. We'll stay on the Ferris wheel. Oh, baby, if that's what it takes. Oh, baby, if that's what it takes. Oh, that's what it takes. Oh, that's what it takes. That's what it
Late night drives and hot French fries and friends around the country, from Charlottesville to good old Santa Fe. When I think of you, you still got on that hat that says let's party. I hope that thing is never thrown away. I hope that life without a chaperone is what you thought it'd be. I hope your brother's El Camino runs forever. I hope the world sees the same person that you always were to me. And may all your favorite bands stay together. Now I'm just waking up and I'm not thinking clearly, so don't quote me. With one eye open I'm writing you this song. Ain't it funny how some people pop into your head so easily? 'Cause I haven't seen you in there for so long. I hope that life without a chaperone is what you thought it'd be. I hope your brother's El Camino runs forever. I hope the world sees the same person that you always were to me. And may all your favorite bands stay together. May all your favorite bands stay together.
Back to you, Ed.
Back to you.
Thank you so much, Mandy and Taylor. And now, do not forget to donate. MusiCares and Direct Relief, they need your help. Just shovel your money into goodness. It is all such good stuff that they do. And now, speaking of good stuff, two artists back to back coming right up. First, the folk music icon and also an icon as an activist for Native American causes and issues. And also a children's book author. We are, of course, talking about the legendary Buffy Sainte-Marie. Her brand new children's book Hey Little Rockabye, a lullaby for pet adoption, came out yesterday, and she's going to be sharing a tune with us all the way from Hawaii. She will be followed by the 2018 Americana Music Awards Instrumentalist of the Year, the very kind and wonderful and also guitar shredding Molly Tuttle. And now, take it away, Buffy.
Hey, Ed. I'm real proud to be a part of this project. Thank you so much. I'm so lonesome. I'm all by myself on my farm in the middle of nowhere in Hawaii. I got no engineer, got nobody helping, I got nobody pressing buttons, I got nobody holding anything, it's just me. So anyway, the song that I've chosen is America the Beautiful, which of course the original was written by Catherine Lee Bates and Samuel A. Ward. But many, many songwriters over the years have contributed to this song. You can find verses galore online. And I've added my own intro and middle eight, and this is kind of a Native American version of America the Beautiful. Gotta press a button. There were Choctaws in Alabama, Chippewas in St. Paul. Mississippi mud runs like a river in me. America, ooh, she's like a mother to me. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesty, above the fruited plains. America, America, God shed his grace on thee and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea, from sea to shining sea. There were cliff towns in Colorado, pyramids in Illinois, trade routes up and down the Mississippi River to see. America, oh, she's like a mother to me. Oh. Ooh. Oh, beautiful, for vision clear, that sees beyond the years. Thy nighttime skies, our hopes that fly beyond all human tears. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, till selfish gain no longer stain the banner of the free, and crown thy good with brother and sisterhood from sea to shining sea.
Thank you, Ed. It's wonderful to be here, part of the Whiskey Sour Happy Hour. I thought I'd start off with my tune, Messed With My Mind.
Paid a quarter to the fortune teller. All she gave me was a bucket of lies. Had me thinking it would all get better if I could wait around for you to be mine. I couldn't hear my intuition. can't hold them. Now that I'm the one who doesn't care anymore. You had your chance and you blew it. I let you under my skin one time. You had your chance, but you messed with my mind. You messed with my mind. Messed with my mind. You had your chance and you blew it. I let you under my skin one time. You had your chance, but you messed with my mind. You had your chance and you blew it. I let you under my skin one time. You had your chance, but you messed with my mind. You messed with my mind. Messed with my mind.
Well, I'm gonna do a little guitar swap here. And I'll do another one off my record that came out about a year ago. This is one that resonates with me right now, even though I'm not taking any literal journeys anywhere very far. It does feel like a strange new journey, navigating these weird times. So I'm sending love out to you all out there in the virtual space, because I know this can be a really hard time for so many reasons. But this is one called Take the Journey.
Cold, cold nights lead to cold, cold mornings. The road keeps going and it never seems to end. Lonely hearts that cry without warning when the light ain't shining from around the bend. Take the journey, no matter where it starts or where it ends. Take the journey, someday you'll make it back home again. You can try to control the weather, but the rain inside you is still gonna fall. Days of drought will merely starve you. There's no use hiding, gotta face it all. Take the journey, no matter where it starts or where it ends. Take the journey, someday you'll make it back home again.
you so much, Ed, and the Bluegrass Situation. Thanks for having me.
Wow. Thank you so much, Molly and Buffy. So great to have you on the show. And now please do not forget to donate. And now coming right up, a very special guest. He's a real up-and-comer in the comedy scene. And I think big things are going to happen for him. We used to work together on a little program called The Daily Show. You can see him pretty much every night on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. I am, of course, talking about my dear old buddy, Stephen Colbert. Stephen, welcome to the Whiskey Sour Happy Hour. We're so glad to have you.
Ed Helms, it is entirely my honor and my pleasure. It's so nice to see you again.
Yeah, amen. You know, I've been on your show many times, and now you're on my show. The difference being your show is very professional. This show is just very much by the seat of our pants, and we have no idea what we're doing. So
I think at this point, I think the coronavirus has been the great professional leveler. We're all at the same level of professionalism, which is doing whatever we can.
I'll take it. Yes, this show is on the level of your show. But how are you doing your show? I've been watching. You're doing great work,
thanks, man.
It looks good, and it's just, how do you do it?
Well, we have an extraordinary technical team that has really cracked this nut in an interesting way. When we first, the first thing that happened was that the Governor Cuomo, America's sweetheart, Andrew Cuomo, he shut down all the Broadway theaters, and we're one of them because there couldn't be any crowds more than 400 people or a number of that in that neighborhood. And so the first night I just did the show at the Ed Sullivan with no audience and just my crew. And that was, fun and weird and just a hint of things to come. Because then we realized, okay, we all have to get out of here. We all have to go home. We're all going to be locked down. And then we started doing the show from home just on an iPhone or an iPad. And that was okay for a couple of days. And then we realized, we can't deliver the kind of show we want to do like that. So now I have a satellite truck parked on my lawn and three really great guys, Neil, John, and Jason, sound, guy basically running a board, a camera guy who's running basically the intake from my house, and then the satellite guy. But inside the house, nobody ever comes in. It's just us. All the cables literally come through the window of my library here. And my son is my cameraman, my sound guy, my lighting guy, my stage manager.
That's incredible.
He's very patient with me. Oh, it's amazing. And then sometimes my younger son takes over for him. My wife steps in sometimes, doesn't entirely, she brands herself as not technology friendly, but she's done an amazing job.
This is particularly amazing.
And my staff, go ahead.
This is particularly amazing because your sons are 4 and 6 years old, and it's amazing that they can do that.
They can't even bathe themselves. But my staff is scattered all over, not only in the New York area, but all over the United States. Because some people went back to be with their parents or something like that. So literally this show is being produced and written from all over the United States. And everybody's just doing what we're doing right now. This is how all the meetings are happening. And then everything goes through a virtual switcher somewhere up in the cloud. And my amazing post-production staff puts it all together.
You're never going back to work, are you?
God, I hope not.
Are you?
No, I miss the audience. I so miss not just the laughter of the audience. Because you can do comedy without an audience, there. But I actually chose to do what I do because I really like being with them. I actually like seeing the audience's faces. I like to immediately know that, the great thing about comedy is that when it's working, the audience makes this sound.
Yeah.
In drama, if they make no sound, it's working. But there's much easier in comedy to know whether it's working or not. I really miss seeing their faces.
Yeah.
And their smell, obviously. There's nothing like
that's the best part.
Ripe audience. Yeah.
Amen. I think a lot of people watching are aware that this is a reunion of the Nard Dog and Broccoli Rob. And
yes, what an honor! What an honor to ever be any part of The Office, but to be Broccoli Rob, that's quite a feather in my cap.
Is there any part of you that misses? We both were on The Daily Show together. Those were wonderful times.
I'm familiar.
And in a situation like this, you do have a nightly platform, and you're doing really great work and great commentary on everything that's happening. But do you ever kind of wish you were that character to come at it from a different angle? I know I sometimes miss when crazy things are going on, just having that particular Daily Show prism to
I
go through.
I miss the camaraderie of that team, and I include John in the team. Like,
of course,
like all of us, like something would happen and everybody's jumping in, like, okay, what angle could we find on it? Like pitching on the story. And I know this is an experience that like the staff has to try to come up with it, but I loved us trying to figure out how our character could have the right angle, the right attitude toward the story, or the way we could support John at the desk. There really was there was a little bit of a traveling circus feel to it, which I really loved. The one thing about doing one of these shows, the specifically like the 11:35 guy at the desk kind of show, is that while you work with amazing people, you're not part of like a comedic ensemble. And that's how I started, as an improviser, always working off and working with other people. And I miss that a lot. I miss, like, getting into an argument with one of the other correspondents over what the meaning of a story is or something like that. Or just being one of the guys in the whip, when John would go like, oh, let's go. There'd be a story and he'd whip around the room, like, and all of us would be in a different green screen somewhere in the studio. And especially back in like, when did you join the show? 2001, 2?
2. It was right. It was just a couple of months after 9/11.
9/11. So it was easy. It was when it was really easy to do this show. You said, let me just glide in and do some topical comedy after 9/11. That'll be real easy. No, but it also was still kind of a new thing then. People didn't know what to make of us. Yeah. And we could kind of make it anything we wanted.
Do you remember one of my favorite bits that you used to do backstage when we were waiting for the show to start? Pantomiming as a member of the house band, warming up your trumpets, and and then the theme song would kick in live in the studio, and it's electric guitar, and it's like, where's the? I was supposed to be a trumpet part. And here we go. Oh, come on. It's guitars? God damn. It's so wonderful to have you on the Whiskey Sour Happy Hour. Thanks so much for joining us.
It's such a pleasure.
I would be remiss if I didn't point out that it is actually your birthday today, May 13th. It is. And as such,
that's right.
You're going to have to sit through me singing you happy birthday right now.
You're going to have to sit through me enjoying it a little too much.
All right, let's see what happens. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear American treasure, wonderful, sweet, delightful, handsome human being, Stephen Colbert. Woo! Happy birthday to you. Yeah.
Thank you, Ed.
My pleasure. Thanks for being on the show.
Bye, everybody.
So good to catch up with that guy, Stephen Colbert, ladies and gentlemen. And now please don't forget to donate. If you haven't donated already, I'm not judging you, but honestly, how do you sleep at night? Yeah. I mean, come on. Direct Relief, MusiCares, 2 incredible causes. So get after it. All right, that's coming off aggressive. And I apologize. Whatever you can give is deeply, deeply appreciated. And now, more music. We're headed to Nashville, Tennessee to link up with banjo power couple. And yes, there is such a thing as a banjo power couple. Béla Fleck and Abigail Washburn playing a very beautiful and timely number. And then we're going to hear a tune from guitarist for the Punch Brothers and just all-around guitar wizard and really wonderful, kind human being, Chris Eldridge. Béla and Abby, over to you guys.
Hi, Ed.
Hi, Ed. Cheers.
Cheers.
I love castor oil. It's so tasty.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you drinking goat milk?
Goat milk. Yeah, looks like it.
Some part of the goat, anyway.
Why does the sun go on shining? Why does the sea rush to shore? Don't they know it's the end of the world? 'Cause you don't love me anymore. Why do the birds go on singing? Why do the stars glow above? Don't they know it's the end of the world? It ended when I lost your love. I wake up in the morning and I wonder why everything's the same as it was. I can't understand, no, I can't understand how life goes on the way it does. Why does the sun go on shining? Why does the sea rush to shore? Don't they know it's the end of the world? It ended when I lost your love. Why does my heart go on beating? Why do these eyes of mine cry? Don't they know it's the end of the world? It ended when I lost your love.
Thank you, Ed, and thanks everybody who's watching this. It's a really cool thing that the LA Bluegrass situation is doing, raising all this money. By the way, the LA Bluegrass situation, the Los Angeles Bluegrass situation. So just kind of in honor of them doing this and keeping us all sane, I'm going to play a song called Angelus. Someone's always coming round here, trailing some new kill. Says I've seen your picture on a $100 bill. And what's a game of chance to you, to him is one of real skill. So glad to meet you, Angelus. Picking up the ticket shows there's money to be made. Go on, take the gamble, that's the history of the trade. Did you add up all the cards left to play to zero? Sign up with Evil Angelus. Don't start me trying now. Cause I'm all over it, Angelus. Satisfied in everything you do, and all your secret wishes could right now be coming true, and be forever with my poison arms around you. No one's gonna fool around with us. No one's gonna fool around with us. So glad to meet you, Angelus. All right, thanks, guys, and thank you, Ed. Back to you.
Thank you, Crater, Béla, and Abby. And now hit the donate button and make a donation. And now we are so lucky to have yet another amazing musical couple coming up. They are both legends in their own right. They barely need much of an introduction. And we're just so proud and honored to have them on the show tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Rosanne Cash and John Leventhal.
Hey, Ed.
Hi, Ed.
Thanks for inviting us. This is a fun thing you're doing. And John has your theme all down.
Into the Amber.
Into
Everyone.
the amber fluid. Looks like you drank it all already.
No way.
This should be good. We're going to do a Bob Dylan song for you because why wouldn't we?
Ready? What? 2, 3.
Farewell, Angelina, the bells of the crown, being stolen by bandits, I must follow the sound. The triangle tingles and the trumpets play slow. Oh, farewell, Angelina, the sky is on fire and I must go. There's no need for anger, there's no need for blame. There's nothing to prove, everything's still the same. Just a table stands empty by the edge of the sea. Means farewell, Angelina, the sky is trembling
sleep. Jackson the queens have forsake the courtyard, and 52 gypsies now file past the guards. In the space where the deuce and the ace runs went wild. Oh, farewell, Angelina, the sky is changing. We'll see you in a while. King Kong little elves on the rooftops, they dance. Valentino tap tangos while the makeup man's hands shut the eyes of the dead, not to embarrass anyone. But farewell, Angelina, the sky is embarrassed, and I must be gone. Machine guns are roaring, the puppets heave rocks. Fiends nail the time bombs to the hands of the clocks. Call me any name you like, I will never deny it. Oh, farewell, Angelina, the sky is erupting. I must go where it's quiet. Yeah, farewell, Angelina, the sky is erupting. I must go where it's quiet.
I missed a couple of words just for all those really Dylan obsessives who will get upset. Just, I know that I did. I know it.
I missed a couple of notes for all those note obsessives like myself.
I noticed that. Thanks, Ed.
Take care.
Mwah.
Hey, all right. Mwah. Back at you, Rosanne. Thank you so much to you and John for being on the show. And also, John, very cool guitar you were playing. Very similar to this bad boy. Yeah, 1940s Bannerhead Southern Jumbo. So I guess we're guitar brothers, which is pretty cool. By the way, Rosanne and John have been longtime supporters of MusiCares. So if you make a donation, you're in very, very good company. And now our next act, I'm very excited about this. I'm from Georgia. They're from Georgia. And I've just loved them for so long. I even sang one of their songs on The Office. Bonus points if you can name that tune. They have an album coming out May 22nd called Look Long. So check that out. And ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Indigo Girls.
Thank you, Ed. It's a pleasure to be joining y'all on this week's episode of Whiskey Sour Happy Hour. Amy and I are going to do a song from our new album, Look Long, and the song is called Country Radio.
2, 3, 4. I work at the mall food court. When I get home, I I fix something to eat, settle into my seat, and turn on the country radio. I know every word to every song, and they make these lonely nights a little less long. 'Cause then I'm under the stars, regular at the bar. Got a perfect girl, I got a morning truck. We go down to the river in the moonlight is silver. But most of all I get to be in love. I wanna be that boy, I wanna be that girl. I wanna know what it's like to fall in love like most of the rest of the world. But as far as these songs will take me is as far as I'll go. I'm just a gay kid in a small town who loves country radio. I feel it in no time, I feel it brand new. That awesome refrain, the secrets and pain, like only a song can know you. But then I close my eyes, it's like I click my heels. That's me in the story, and the story is real. And it works like a charm, I got him on my heart, taking a chance on a dance while the band plays a favorite song. We're singing along. Tonight he's gonna ask my hand. I'm gonna be that boy, I wanna be that girl. I wanna know what it's like to fall in love like most of the rest of the world. But as far as these songs will take me is as far as I'll go. I'm just a gay kid in a small town who loves country radio. There's some driving to work, the sign at your church says you've been now. You can't go back to the ways of your past, so I go twice as fast. Turn you on so I can live like that. I wanna be that girl. I wanna know what it's like to fall in love like most of the rest of the world. I wanna be that boy, I wanna be that boy. I wanna be that girl. Just a gay kid in a small town who loves country radio.
So thanks to you, Ed, and to the Bluegrass Situation for producing this show, and thanks to y'all for listening. Please tip generously. You'll be supporting the COVID relief efforts of MusiCares and Direct Relief. And now, back to you, Ed.
Thank you, Amy and Emily. So awesome to have you on the show. And now I just want to point out something that's kind of cool. So we have some partners that have helped us put this show together. One of them is TX Whiskey out of Texas. And they just sent this bottle that's very cool. It looks like a normal TX Whiskey bottle, except this little canvas collar has our logo embroidered on it. I mean, how cool is that? I like whiskey. I think I'm going to like this one a lot more. It even has the Bluegrass Situation logo on the top. I mean, that's so cool. Can I drink it? I don't know. Okay, maybe that one just goes in storage. forever. And now I'm going to drink it. All right, so coming up right now, you're going to donate. That's the first thing you're going to do. MusiCares and Direct Relief. And then this is really, really cool. I'm really excited because I got to wrangle two of my favorite musicians to play with me. It's going to be me on banjo, and then Nashville guitar legend Brian Sutton, and then fiddle master, member of the Punch Brothers, and our own Happy Hour house band, Gabe Witcher. So the three of us are going to play just a great old bluegrass tune called Billy in the Low Ground. And I want you to pay very close attention because later in the clip, there's a very, very subtle surprise. So see if you notice that and enjoy.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Kenny G, thank you so much for jumping into the Whiskey Sour Happy Hour. It's great to see you.
It's my pleasure, and I even have a whiskey sour to honor it. And I've never had one before. I've never made one, so I want to take my first sip with you watching.
Hey, go for it.
No idea what it's going to taste like. Ooh, it's good.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's a little sour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like sour things, so I knew I would like it.
Are you a cocktail mixologist type of guy, or?
Not really, but if I'm intrigued with something, I want to know how to make it. So
yeah.
I thought about whiskey sour. I mean, I've heard about that drink. I'm going to make one tonight. And then tell Ed that I've got it.
Yeah, and here we are.
Here we are.
Perfect. Well, I think, I mean, it's so cool that you just jumped in on that Billy in the Low Ground with us and crushed it, by the way. That was incredible. But I think just for our audience's sake, I want to give a little bit of backstory on our friendship and how we connected. I remember meeting you. We were at a Malibu party, and my wife and I, we didn't really know anybody, and it just was kind of this Hollywood affair, and we were just kind of moping around like, should we stick around? We wound up sitting next to you.
Yeah, outside.
Outside, and just having the most delightful chat ever. And then we start wandering around the party again, and we're like, hey, let's go see what Kenny's up to again. We went back and we just kept hanging out. And that's the night that my wife and I fell in love with Kenny G. And yeah, because I mean, it was a real delight to meet you. And I think and our friendship since then has really been a lot of fun and great, but it hasn't really been music oriented until a little more recently. I
know. Well,
yeah. So
by the way, on that same night, the feeling was mutual. By the way, I knew everybody at that party, and didn't want to talk to anybody at that party because I knew everybody. And then sitting outside, and you guys were so down to earth. And of course, I had known you from the movies, but I never met you before. And your wife was so sweet. I said, this is a really nice couple. They're nice people, a nice man, a nice woman. I said, maybe we'll be friends. I was hoping that we would stay in touch, and I'm so glad we did.
Amen to that. Amen. So that was a few years ago, and we've been in touch, since then. But only recently did I call you and say, hey, you want to do some music with me? And this is what blew me away. I asked you if you wanted to play bluegrass, and your immediate answer was, yeah, sure. What's involved? What do I do? And it's just a testament to your positive energy and your fearlessness. And I don't know, what was that like? We did a show at Largo, and we basically just invited you backstage. You learned a song like that day, and then we just threw you to the wolves and called you out on stage, and you nailed it. And it was with Gabe, who was in, the fiddle player that just played with us and in the low ground. He was on stage with us, and then Sean and Sarah Watkins, and you nailed it. Well, but what was that like for you, coming from your musical background and just jumping into that?
Well, the thing about it, first of all, I was intrigued with, I didn't know you were a musician, so I checked you out online and realized that you actually know how to play that banjo. And the music I felt was, it's very intricate. It's interesting music to me because there's a lot of musicianship involved in all that finger picking, or I don't even know what term you use, but there's a lot of notes that go along, and they keep going, and you got to play in time, so there's a lot of technique involved.
Arguably too many notes.
Well, yes, yeah, but not to know. I mean, I enjoy it. But I thought, first of all, I trusted you. So if you think that I'm going to be good on this, then I'm going to trust you, because I know you're not going to do it if you think it's not going to work, because I'm sure you want me to look good as well. So if you think it's going to work, my first instinct was, I'm going to try it. Let's go.
Well, that was your first mistake, but it did work out. And let me just tell people what happened. We had you enter from the back of the house. So we started playing
Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
Oh yeah, Somewhere Over the Rainbow. So we started with we gave you a sort of soft entry. Yeah. That's one of your hits, actually. So so we start playing that in kind of a bluegrass style, and then Kenny walks in the back of the house, and the crowd went bananas. I mean, it was outrageous. Like, people were on their feet just screaming, and you just were strolling down the aisle playing your sax, and you came up on stage with us, and then you crushed it. And then we played, what was it? Angeline the Baker.
Angeline the Baker, yeah. I love that tune. That was easier than Billy the Low Ground in terms of the playing. It was a lot easier. But the folks should know that you set me up for that real applause, because I was in the back waiting. You guys played Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and then you stopped and you go, guys, I don't know. It needs more jazz. I mean, can we give it some jazz?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you hear my sax playing in the back, and that was the big setup. So it was really good.
Oh man, it was so fun. Well, I really like your positivity and your fearlessness, and you're always game. It's such an inspiration to me, and I'm grateful for your friendship and your musicianship and all of it.
Same here.
Well, all right. So we threw you to the wolves. We had you jump into Billy in the Low Ground. Now we just want to hear pure Kenny G. What are you going to play for us?
Okay, I did record a special track for you in my studio, and it's a song called "Loving You." Way easier than anything I've done so far with you. That song, I wrote that one many years ago. It's actually in 3/4, so it's a bit of a waltz feel, and it's just a really beautiful song. And it was a pleasure to do it. So I went in my studio and just hit record on my little tape recorder and video and made it for you.
Awesome. Well, here we go. We're going to check it out. Thanks for being with us, Kenny. Great to see you.
Thanks, Ed. You too. Well, Ed, you know, bluegrass is now my favorite form of music. But I'm going to digress and play something that I'm a little more comfortable with.
All right, how fun was that? And there you have it, proof positive that bluegrass music needs more soprano saxophone. If anyone can pull it off, it's Kenny G. Okay, our next guest. He can be heard weekly on NPR as host of the amazing show Live From Here. He is frontman of the great band The Punch Brothers, and he's always cooking up some crazy, amazing musical collaboration. And we're just so grateful and excited that he was able to carve out time to be on the show with us today. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my friend Chris Thile.
Well, thank you, Ed, and thank you so much for having me there in your living room. I've been thinking a lot about something you talked about on last week's show, which is the importance of denial during a time like this. And I've really been leaning into it this week to the extent that I feel like I would like to play a Punch Brothers song that we recorded for you for the Bluegrass situation on top of a building in Los Angeles. It was gorgeous. The sun was going down, and I'm there now, and you're there, and you are all there. Rise up, blinking in the sun, wrapped in invisible wire, like something beautiful's gonna come. Out from underneath our thumbs, to let freedom vibrate in our ring, 'cause we can't listen to everyone if we wanna hear ourselves sing. My, oh my, what a wonderful day we're having. We're having. Why, oh why are we looking for a way outside it? Outside it. I feel the green grass below, and I feel the warmth of the screen. Is it beautiful? Maybe so. It ever keeps us singing. My, oh my, what a wonderful day we're having. We're having. Why, oh why are we looking for a way outside it? Outside it. How long, oh Lord, can you keep the whole world spinning under our thumbs? Spinning under our thumbs. Spinning under our thumbs. I'm not in denial anymore because I feel like there's no one here. And what I do when I'm worried, or when I'm not worried, is I think about the music of Johann Sebastian Bach. I'm also not in denial that my A string got horribly out of tune during one of the more rockest bits of that last number. Here is the Giga from the D minor partita by Johann Sebastian Bach. Back to you, Ed.
Excuse me? Did you just say Bach to you, Ed? Whoa. Chris, buddy. That's an amazing joke. Seriously, one dad to another. I like that joke. Oh, buddy, your music, it is so wonderful. Thank you so much for being on the show. It's always great to see you. And now one last reminder, ladies and gentlemen, before our last closing act, I just want to remind you, hit the donate button. Direct Relief and MusiCares. They need your help. Every little bit helps. And another quick shout out, huge thank you, hoorah, to our partners that have helped us get this show off the ground. TX Whiskey, a distillery in Texas. They have converted their distillery to make hand sanitizer for FEMA, so that is super cool. Allbirds Shoes. They have been giving shoes to a lot of frontline medical workers. That is super cool. And the Americana Music Association. If you don't know what that is, Google it right now. Go to the Americana Music Association website and get to know them. They just do so much cool stuff for this music, for the artists, for the fans. Check it out. I want to give a huge shout out to a core crew, a small crew of people that have been putting these shows together every week. It's an amazing crew. Amy Reitnauer Jacobs, Justin Hiltner, Natalie Wallace, Tim Reitnauer, and Gabe Witcher. You guys have kicked so much ass getting these shows on the air. So huge thanks. And finally, I hope that this show has been a burst of positive energy for you and just a reminder that there is a lot of goodness still out there, because it can feel pretty bleak sometimes. I know there have been some hard days through all this, but we're gonna get through it. That's the important thing to remember, and we're gonna get through it by relying on each other and by stepping up for each other. So without any further ado, this is our final act, and I'm really excited about it because it's kind of a representation of everything that I'm saying right now. So many of our artists that have worked on the show over the last few weeks have pitched in on this last giant collaboration. It's super cool, and the choice of song is no accident. It's about taking a load off for one another. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. This has been an incredible joy. I hope you've had as much fun with it as we have. And now please enjoy this final number and be safe out there.
I pulled into Nazareth, was feeling about a half past dead. I just need some place where I can lay my head. Hey, mister, can you tell me where a man might find a bed? He just grinned and shook my hand. No was all he said. Take a load off Annie. Take a load for free. Take a load off Annie. And you put the load right on me.
I picked up my bag. I went looking for a place to hide. When I saw Carmen and the devil walking side by side,
I said, hey Carmen, come on, let's go downtown. She said, I gotta go, but my friend can't stick around. Take a load off Annie. Take a load for free. Take a load off Annie. And you put the load right on me.
go down, Miss Moses. There's nothing you can say. It's just old Luke, and Luke's waiting on Judgment Day. Well, Luke, my friend, what about young Annalie? He said, do me a favor.